Good morning. This is Mr. Sala. Welcome to Physics and Active Physics. Just so you are aware, we will be working together at least through the next few days. Yesterday's assignment was to look through the metric system review PowerPoint and then answer some of those questions on slides 17 through 28. The notes you should have been taking and uh, the correct units, again, should go into your notes. You do not need to turn that in through Classroom. Remember, I will be collecting your running notes every 3 weeks. That would mean that you would be sharing your notes with me. So again, you are typing in your notes or you are importing your Google Doc through Kami, so that would allow you to write and add text to those note doc. I will be going over those answers with tomorrow's lesson, which will be on dimensional analysis, converting from one unit to another. So you can hold on to those, and I will have a presentation for tomorrow covering those correct answers so you can check yourself, and the presentation for dimensional analysis. I'm going to walk you through today's assignment, and then I will make note of your first quiz that will be on Friday through Teacheries. And right away I can hear some of you thinking, well, what are we going to be quizzed on? Well, we've covered significant digits. We've now covered the metric system, and we're going to introduce dimensional analysis tomorrow. So you will have a couple of questions on the concepts of sig figs and the metric system, questions on the units in the metric system. Remember, I had you put a couple of tables into your notes, so you might have a matching there. Also, you'll have some problems that you'll need to complete. For the next few Fridays, until we get back, will be your assignment will be to take the Teacheries quiz, of which you can complete from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. And once you open it, you'll have a set time limit, most likely 45 to 50 minutes. So let's look at what you'll be looking at today. So I did post some additional notes on the metric system that I found. If anything pops out here, you would want to add those to your notes. But at minimum, you should be reading over this document so you can understand a little bit more in depth on the metric system. So really, this is just a little condensed version of yesterday, and you do see again that ladder method for converting between units. Your assignment today is then going to be to complete this and then submit this to me through Classroom. So the one thing I did want to walk you through is just some examples of how to go about solving a couple of these metric conversions if maybe you're just unfamiliar or you just need that review to do that. All right, so the first thing, let me see, I've got to get all right. So what I paused the video for a second and I went ahead and I added the metric stair step And you can see I labeled them. So you've got at the top, you've got the prefix kilo, then you're looking at hecto, deca, the base unit, which represents 1, and you're either looking at grams, liters, or meters. Then you have deci, centi, and milli. So again, really what you're talking about here is this would be 10 to the 1 down here. So I'm sorry, that's actually just 1. And then down here you'd have 0.001. And then over here you'd have 1,000. So really, again, you'd have 10 to the 3, 10 to the 2, 10 to the 1. The base is 1. Then you'd have 10 to the minus 1, 10 to the minus 2, and then again 10 to the minus 3. All right, so that's the stair step. That's what you reviewed. So really, how are you going to go about making these conversions? So really, the cool method with using the stair step model is that once you know which direction you're going, you're going to move the decimal that same number of steps. So if you look at this problem here, you have 1.34 kilometers, and you want to just express that in meters. So if you're up here, that would be your kilo prefix kilometers, because we're talking about length, so it would be in meters. And you want to go down to just the base, so just the meters. So don't get this confused. This is the milli prefix. Here we're talking about meters, liters, and grams. So you want to express 1.34 milli or kilometers into just meters. So what you would do then is you would count your steps. So you'd have 1, 2, 3, and then you would move your decimal point that number of places to the right. 1, 2, 3, and then I would have to add a 0. So your answer for 1.34 kilometers would be 1,340 meters. All right, so that's really how you would do that. Now let's go ahead and look. Now this here would be read milliliters, and you have 343 of them. So you'd be down here. And what you want to do is you want to wind up going all the way up to the top. So again, you're going to count, and since you're going up, you'd be going to the left. When you're coming down, you'd be moving your decimal to the right. So let's look at our steps. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 decimal places to the left. Well, let's think about this. Again, you didn't see the actual decimal point, but really it's here. So now we'd start here and we'd move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'd have to add in 1, 2, 3 zeros. So in order to answer this correctly, then you would express your answer as 0.123343 kilometers. Right, so that would be your answer there. So again, that's what you'll be using. You'll be using that stair-step method in order to go through and solve these conversion problems. And again, it's not too complicated. Don't overthink it. Again, a good suggestion would also be to just draw your stair step here on the dock. Say if you open it in with Kami, then you can just write on it and express the correct conversion. Go ahead and complete that and submit that. And then also I had listed I'm going to be inviting each class at a separate time to a Google Meet today so you can address any questions or problems you have come across or any clarification on anything. So physics, you're going to go at from 1 to about 1:30, and then active physics, that'll be open from 1:30 to about 2. So I will be posting this momentarily. And then the last thing I did want to show you is where do you access the Google Meet. It'll be right here. There'll be a link that'll generate up here, and you just click it, and then you can meet with me later today. All right. Thank you. And if you have any further questions, I will talk to you in the Google Meet.